Appropriately entitled The Medalist, we are out at the HPC. This is the magazine because we are here to talk of one of South Africa's top sprinters, a medalist himself at the recent World Championships in China, Anaso Jobodwana, today to talk to us a little bit about his life, fledgling career as a sprinter, with lots more to come in 2016 and beyond. Anaso, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I see you're all decked out in your sprint gear. Let's talk about Anaso Jobodwana and who he is a little bit before we get into the sprinting. For those who don't know you and only saw you when you won bronze at the World Championships, where did it all start? We hear it started with rugby.
Yeah, it all started with rugby back when I was young. Yeah, I used to play rugby. I started fly half, then I went center. Then, as I grew older and other kids started growing bigger than me, then they put me out at wing. It was just the day when we went to go play Great Bloom when I was in 10th grade.
A big rugby school.
Big rugby school, big
boys.
Big boys. And I was just like, I don't know why I'm doing this. So I just decided to quit.
Yeah.
And then I picked up running after that.
Yeah.
In grade 10, that's when I fully discovered the world of track and field and the, national circuit and all that stuff. So that's what I was I felt like I was destined to do that.
And having discovered that as a standard 8 or a grade 10 boy, who was your first major influence as a coach to kind of bring that talent out and get you on that national circuit? Because we started knowing you when you were in matric as a promising young junior athlete.
It started, I would say, grade 11. So in grade 10, I just did I just went online and found stuff that I could use. And then when I went to nationals the first time as a youth, the guys at Border hooked me up with a coach in Port Elizabeth who would just send me structured programs, and then I would just go into the gym to the track, and then I would do it at the track. And then the Eastern Cape Academy of Sport, that time they took me in and then they put me in the gym. They offered to do massage therapy for me and everything else. So I was using them, and they were helping me with everything. And then I stayed with the coach. He kept on sending me emails. I'd go to PE maybe once or twice before nationals.
Because you were obviously in boarding school at the time.
Yes. So I would go when I can, and then that's when I started really grasping training and grasping track and field.
But that's remarkable. If you consider Caribbean and American sprinters, by the time they are 13, 14, they've already got structured programs, working with a coach, set days a week. And here you are, a 17-year-old, and you're just getting emailed a program and you're doing it on your own.
Yeah. It was.
it's almost unbelievable.
Well, I mean, it probably does sound unbelievable, but my friends come back to me when they see me, they're like, I remember the days when you used to wake up at 5:30 and we'd see you pulling the sled, and we didn't think it would amount to anything, but here you are now, you just open our eyes. And then so I would wake up early in the morning just before, because boarding school we have to wake up at set times.
Remember the bell rings at 6 o'clock, rings again at 6:30, rings at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, so I'd used to make sure that just before inspection or breakfast, I would have everything done. So I'd go out and do sled work every morning, or just sprint work. And then later on in the day after school, then I'd go to the gym, just get a bicycle, cycle down to the gym and do my gym work, do my other work, and then come back. So that's the thing that I was just doing every day.
What motivated you to do that? Because at that time, you had no external validation that you could be a top sprinter in the world. You just had your own feeling in your heart that you were destined to be a sprinter. So what motivated you to do that, especially as a young person?
I read Michael Johnson's book as well. And I guess in the beginning of the book, he touched on the fact that there was this exhilaration that he felt when he was running. And I was like, that's the exact same exhilaration that I felt, when I was younger as well.
Yeah, and that thing is what motivated you, as you say, to look elsewhere, to look overseas, to look to the NCAA, to say who's out there and maybe I could join some program. Again, another massive leap of faith, because it's not every South African sprinter. It's very rare, in fact, for South African sportsmen in general. A few swimmers have done it to go train overseas, 1 or 2 tennis players, but not very many sprinters. So again, what made you think, let me go for the American collegiate system, which has produced some fantastic sprinters, as opposed to, you know, going for one of the South African universities who at that stage, I think one or two were showing some interest in you when you were in matric?
I think it was just obviously reading Michael Johnson's book. She spoke about the NCAA a lot and how, you know, he competed against Olympians in the NCAA circuit. And then I actually saw like few clips of the NCAA. I was like, oh wow, this is like so amazing. Like these guys are running fast and it looks so like exciting. So I just wanted to be a part of it. Like just for me personally, I was like, I want to be there. I want to run against these guys or whatever it is. So that's what I did. I sent out emails to coaches, and few of them responded and some of them never responded. I got injured, and obviously the ones that responded at first kind of backed away because I was injured and they thought that I was never going to be able to run again. And then Jackson State was just like, we're still going to give you a scholarship, just come. And I was like, I'm injured, I don't want to be wasting your time. And they were like, just come. And so I went.
So you arrived there and now you start training in this training group, and within almost 2 years you're at the Olympic Games. Describe that journey to us.
You know, everybody at first, even the guys at Jackson State, when they were talking to me about the indoor season, they were like, what's your personal best time? I was like, I ran 20.95. You'll be lucky if you run 21.6. You know, when I came here, I ran this time and I haven't been able to touch it indoors because it's just so hard.
Yes.
And, you know, like I just didn't listen to them. And I ran faster than they ever thought that I would run. They were just like, oh, wow, like you really did that. So like it was a surprise to me as well. Like it was a big surprise. And then that's when obviously my goals started to change. I was like, okay, I actually have a shot at qualifying for the Olympics. So March 2012, I was like, you know, let me switch up my goals. And then my first meet in April outdoors, I ran the B standard. And then the next week I ran a windy time, which was an A standard. So I was like, okay, I can actually run the actual standard now if I just put my mind to it. And then the next week I ran the standard, which was like so crazy for me. Like I didn't even understand what was going on. Like I looked at the times, I was like 20.3. I was like, there's no way that was me. And then my coach was like, you just ran that time. And I was like, oh wow.
Wow. In 2 years, from school right here in South Africa, American college to the Olympic Games, and when you get there, some of the biggest names. 2012, Bolt was at the height of his fame after the 2008 Beijing Olympics, when he had broken all sorts of records in the 2009 World Championships. There was the likes of Tyson Gay, all those people.
Blake.
Johan Blake, yes, the Beast was there as well. And he had just been cleaning up the year before and shocking Bolt even on the 200, yes.
Yeah.
So what was that like now, arriving there and you are one of these sprinters, unknown quantity pretty much, and trying to take on the world's best?
It was, I just didn't think about it, like, because I was like, you know, I'm just here for the experience, so I'm not even gonna think about putting pressure on myself. I'm just gonna run as fast as I can. And I remember I was walking back from the cafeteria with Khotso Mokwena.
Yes.
And
Crocodile.
And I was walking. He's a veteran, obviously. So
He's medaled, yes.
Yeah. So I'm walking, and I see Tyson Gay. I was like, oh, it's Tyson Gay. You know? And he's just like, this is not the time to be starstruck. You're here for business. I think I learned a lot from London. If I was not happy with the Olympics, it's probably because I didn't run a time that signaled to me that I should be a finalist.
You've broken 20 seconds. What was that like?
It was a lot of work. Oh, the surgery as well took a lot out of me for a while, and I didn't know, you know, with injuries you never know how.
Am I going to come back
stronger? Or they really worked on my mechanics, my acceleration to get out the blocks because it was very shoddy, and then my upright mechanics as well.
I used being so hunched over.
Hunched over with legs that are not even, like my knee lift was non-existent. So they really worked on me with that, and they told me about rhythm, and I had to go back and watch races from Frankie Fredericks, Donovan Bailey, and all those guys that.
Oh, Donovan Bailey, taking us back.
yes, those guys. He said I'm more of like a Donovan Bailey type runner, where because he was tall and he's springy like me. So I had to go back and watch those races, and And it was a lot of mental work too, because I've never had that. You know, I just get out there and run instead of actually having a race plan. And it was just basically up to me and the coach to actually just say, you know what, this is what we need to do now. Let's kind of save the season and make sure that you don't go home disappointed. So we went back, and yeah, I really had some sessions that I suffered just before World Champs, but I mean, it was all worth it in the end.
That's certainly got to be the highlight of your young career.
Yeah, it was a highlight. It's definitely a highlight. You know, obviously now I don't think about it much because, you know, it's in the past.
Yeah.
You know, but I've still got that confidence from it, like that. Oh, you know what? I actually got a medal, which means that I'm actually not that bad. I can actually run against the best in the world.
Where to from now? 2016 is around the corner, and now you go into it with a different mindset, because now you know you're an elite sprinter, but everyone else also knows you're an elite sprinter.
We're trying to break the sub-10s barrier because
For the 100, yes.
yeah, because all great sprinters that have run the 200 have got a sub-10 under them. If you look at Frankie Fredericks, got 9.8. Bolt obviously 9.5, Gatlin 9.7. In terms of just the goals that we've set, we haven't set any like grandiose goals. We're just sticking to the script from 2015, which is to stay healthy. And after we stay healthy, you know, if I stay healthy, I'll qualify for the Olympics. And if I stay healthy after qualifying, then I'm pretty sure that through the rounds, I'll gain that confidence that I can make the final.
And you'll be there in the home straight.
Yeah, and
the heat.
yeah, and if I make the final, then anything can happen in the final.
Yeah.
So I think the goal is just to be a medal contender.
Well, know that we are supporting you through your preparations for the Olympic Games. And as you said, when you're in the final, anything can happen. We'll see you breaking the tape in the home straight this time. Thank you, Anaso, for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.